I'm quite critical, but I have to say at the moment I think I'm in pretty good nick.
You are?
I've lost 2.5 stone in
Really?
the last 2 years.
Really? Wow.
16 kilos.
Is that alcohol as well, do you think?
No, I think it's just being fit,
Yeah.
eating air, taking Ozempic, doing all the things.
I'm very excited today, frankly. I'm always excited, but Kelly Ford, I shot her at the London Fashion Does Comedy, and she was great, really funny, and it was a great project. But then I thought, actually, she looks great, and her comedy's great. I thought I'd shoot her, and I'm very, very excited. She's coming from East London. She's come from East London. Kelly Ford.
Oh, hi.
How you doing?
Good to see ya. How you doing? Hello.
Kelly, Frankie's rolling.
Oh, Frankie, where are you rolling to?
We were.
Are you rolling a big 50? No?
We can't. Can we have that? Kelly Ford in the house.
Hi, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
We met. We did a Fashion Does Comedy.
Yeah, Fashion Does Comedy for Choose Love with the terrific Bo Carter earlier this year, didn't we?
Yes.
So Bo Carter is a fashion student from the University of Leeds, and she got together a collective of students to put together a catwalk comedy show for Choose Love.
I thought it was such a good concept. It's basically you doing a fashion walk with ethical fashion,
Yeah.
isn't it? And you walk down the catwalk and then you're straight onto the microphone.
Yeah.
And did 10 minutes of stand-up.
Yeah, it was super fun. Raising lots of money, awareness. A fantastic bevy of acts too. She did 3 nights for the launch last year, and then this year did 3 nights again. So well done, Bo Carter, and big up Choose Love.
But this is about you. It's not about. It's You were very funny, and
thank you.
How long have you been doing comedy?
I find it a bit difficult to answer because I started 10 years ago.
Right.
But then amongst that 10 years, I have had 2 children.
Yeah.
1 year, I had a kind of health crisis.
Right.
And then we had a thing called COVID. So really, my blinkers have been on for 4 years, I'd say. Proper giving it my everything.
Yeah. Do you remember your first gig?
Yeah, first gig, I did the old classic Logan Murray course.
Did you?
Performed above a pub for the showcase. My daddy was in the audience and a bevy of great friends. And do you know what? It was amazing.
Was it? The first gig was amazing.
The first gig was just absolutely sensational. And my dad is actually quite a tough critic. It's funny. He's quite a tough critic. And he kind of came away going, I think you've got something there. And so I thought, that, you know, you don't need the approval or the encouragement of your dad, but you do.
But what was the desire to pick up the microphone?
I think I've always had funny bones, and not being a bit silly has always helped me in life, like cracking a few jokes to kind of make light of situations. And I think I've always kind of had that way of being a bit cheeky. At that time, I was producing commercials, production managing in animation. But I was doing radio on the side. I was like a DJ at Radio Lollipop at Great Ormond Street and Evelina Hospital. So I've been doing lots of radio and like a bit of modelling for Ugly Models in the background. And yeah, all this stuff was kind of happening, and it was bubbling, and it was kind of like, I've got a real need to want to kind of further this.
Yeah.
But the show at Evelina Hospital was just amazing. Like, I hosted a show called Toptastic Tuesday, which would be broadcast to all the children in the hospital. Oh, wow. So we were telling jokes, we were doing dancing competitions with the siblings, we were playing lots of Rihanna. I quite often have a patient wheeled in and say, this is John, he's going to be your co-host for the night.
Oh, wow.
One day, a mum had given her daughter her kidney.
Oh, my word.
And then the daughter in the studio sung Hero to her mother.
Oh, my.
Like, that human connection of like just real life, like the most beautiful, honest, special stuff. Big up Radio Lollipop as well. I'm just going to be Radio Lollipop.
Hey, keep that one more.
It was just the beginning of really that kind of journey into performance and entertainment.
If you're enjoying this show, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Like me, I am Kelly Ford on Instagram.
Yes.
I'd love to have you. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah, thank you. Back to the interview.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Best gig.
I think best gig has to be this year. I launched a night with Fora, who are like a shared workspace. And my launch night, It was absolutely rammed. I was hosting. The audience were really up for it. Indigestion there, glamorous.
I thought that was from the heart rather.
It was just so good. It was just so buzzy, and I love hosting when you're in that moment and everyone was up for it, and we just felt like one big organism having a great time. That was an absolute banger. I have to give special note also to winning the Blackout up the creek a year and a half ago.
Oh.
And I just felt that night, the laughter and the clapping, I thought the roof was going to come off. Yeah, it was just amazing. Two of those really stick out in my mind. Yeah.
And the Blackout is like a gong show.
Yeah.
So it's like, just to explain to our
Oh,
viewers,
yes.
they don't know what it is. They give you leeway of about a minute or something like that?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Up the creek.
And then
you'll get 3 buzzers and you're off. But there was something, Steve, where I thought, when I got my blinkers properly on after that second baby, I thought, I'm going to go back to the beginnings and I'm going to put myself through the things that perhaps I didn't do in the beginning, and really test my comedy and do the hard stuff, like the competitions, the gong shows, put myself through the paces just to get better. Because ultimately, you're not a comedian, really, until you challenge yourself and give yourself a deadline. So I really felt like by doing the gong shows, doing competitions, I was putting myself in those rooms where I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
There were 300 people there baying for blood. To win amongst that, on so many levels, to be a sleep-deprived mum, 2 years in, and go into that room up the creek and win it, I was just like, it just felt absolutely amazing. I really recommend anyone starting out in comedy, do the gong shows, because they are a good way, and Up the Creek is a really kind one in terms of the 2-minute grace.
what about, talking about best gigs, what about worst gig, Kelly Ford?
Well, I've got a giant list here. I mean, there's so many. About 10 gigs in, I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll go to Edinburgh.
Right.
And I don't know why I did that. But I went up and my dad came, and it was just a car crash. I literally my lines were all super fast, didn't really have any punchlines. It was kind of a stream of consciousness, really. And looking back, I think I was just a bit cocky, and I think people can get quite cocky early days. There wasn't any laughter. And actually, the worse it got, the faster I got.
Yes.
And it was just actually, I'm starting to feel a bit itchy, Steve. Kevin Hart says he still bombs a couple of times a week. I don't believe him, but
I'm not sure about.
This year I gave up booze.
Did you?
But I'm doing it for 1 year. 1 year, no beer.
Okay.
So I turned 45 this year, and I just thought I've been smashing the back doors in for 30 years.
I like that phrase.
Don't we all? And only on a Saturday though, Steve. But I just thought, actually, do you know what? This year I really want to get on with stuff in comedy and life. I just want to make some progress. So I thought, actually, 1 year, no beer. And actually, the feelings, if I ever got little tittles of anxiety, that has gone from a 9 to a 2.
Really?
All that noise has kind of turned into action.
Yeah.
So in terms of mental health, I think I probably have over the years suffered with anxiety, but never really named it. I think having small children, doing stand-up at night, expectations as a mother, expectations of bringing money in, life is quite on.
Yeah.
And actually we're all lacking the yin, aren't we? We're all lacking the kind of put your phone away for 10 hours, go and do some deep breathing. It's a very demanding life.
Yeah.
So I think the anxiety probably came from the demands of this modern living, amongst stand-up, early mornings, I forgot your packed lunch, I need to get £2,000. It's like all of us are feeling that need. So mental health, always learning and doing the work and coming up with coping strategies to live better and be better. I always think of it as like an imaginary toolkit. And actually, before giving birth to Tabitha, I was very concerned that, because I lost my mum quite young, that it would rear its ugly head and I'd be feeling this massive sense of loss. So I went to the doctor 6 weeks after and I said, I'm feeling really good, but I just want to make sure that I continue feeling really good of the brain. And I did a 6-week CBT course, cognitive behavioural therapy.
I did that, yeah.
Did you like it?
Sounds like we had a similar. My mum died very young. She was 49, just turned 50.
No, Steve.
And it did
How
me
old
in.
were you?
21, I can't remember now.
Steve.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I did CBT later on when the panic attacks started to come back again.
Did it help?
Yes, I think so. I think it depends who your person is who does the CBT. I think so. Did it help you?
I think it gave me questions to ask myself when my brain was going in a place that wasn't really welcome.
Yeah.
So like, what's the truth of what you're thinking?
Did your anxiety ever manifest into panic, or it was always under control? Okay.
Every day we have to think about like the gratitude list, like the basic stuff, like making sure you get enough sleep, take your vitamins, human connection, good sex, like make sure your life has all these wonderful ingredients so your mental health does flourish in a positive way. And if you are feeling sad, talking to someone is a very positive thing to do.
Yeah.
Bit embarrassing, my watch.
Oh, let's talk about your watch. Yeah, because I've got a new bit in my thing. I've talked about my watch, what I'm wearing.
Oh, it's a lovely watch.
This is a marvellous one. This is Boulder, Boldr. Check them out, the website. Based in Singapore, I think they are. And this is a dive watch, the Merlion 50. So it's a 50th celebration of the Merlion statue. Spouts water out his mouth, a bit like me. And I'm over 50. Am I? Just about. So this is a lovely watch. I'll put the specs below because, as you said before, I like the specs, but I like how they look more. But this is solid, very, very solid. It's got a bezel out. Can you hear that bezel? Beautiful watch. Thank you, Leo. He sent that. But what you it's
an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's a fantastic watch. I've customised it with a bit of tortoiseshell so it matches my phone case. You know, I'm that kind of wanker. I love sport. I like lifting weights.
Yeah.
I like to time my set. I can record my set on it. Yeah. I would never wear this to a party.
Oh, right. So
I would put a little dress watch on.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I should have brought my coat because I'm from Stratford.
Yeah.
With all my. But I quite like a dress watch for a party.
Do you have your phone in the bedroom?
No, I've stopped. I've stopped.
What about your kids don't have phones yet?
Smartphone-free childhood.
That's fantastic.
What's your phone usage per day?
24 hours.
Oh.
No, I don't know actually, but I did make a conscious effort now. When I walk in the street, I don't tend to have earphones in. I want to see what's going on. If I'm on a train, fine, I can listen to music.
Yeah. Do you know what also? It's quite bleak getting on a tube with a 9-year-old who thinks the world is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and she's full of wonder and amazement, and she sits on the train with me and we're bantering off about that. Oh, I wonder what we're going to see, I wonder what we're going to do. And then you look at like a plethora of people just like that.
Yeah, totally.
And you think,
bizarre, isn't it?
And then I have to kind of like double up on my to keep that energy of life being brilliant and funny.
And then everybody tapes you saying, "There's the mad woman on the train."
Yeah, but isn't there something about that?
Yeah.
7 years ago, I had a mad health crisis happen, which is pretty wild. So it meant that I had to stop all comedy for 9 months. I got an insect bite on my leg in Bali. To anyone watching now, make sure you have your lunch before. So my leg started necrotizing.
Is that dying? Is that?
Yeah, it started like eating. It was like a flesh-eating.
Jeez.
And at that same time, I was sort of taking my daughter to nursery and I was really struggling with my ankles and my feet. My whole body was kind of seizing up, and at the same time, I had a really bad tummy. So I kind of had an MOT, and long story short, this skin condition was called pyoderma gangrenosum. I'm saying it because I think by saying it, people will learn about it, and there's only 1 in a million chance of getting it. And if you have it, it's 50% likely that it's related to leukemia or Crohn's and colitis. And I had a colonoscopy. I got diagnosed with Crohn's and colitis.
Right.
It was growing so quickly, from an insect bite to the size of a dinner plate in 6 weeks. It was terrifying. So I had obviously really bad tummy issues, but I was ignoring it. I was really exhausted, but I was ignoring it with coffees and busy mum, comedy, and I was ignoring all the symptoms. So then my body went, doosh, you won't ignore that. I was diagnosed, I think, in the May, and the leg didn't close fully until November. But my family were absolutely amazing, and my friends scooped in, made sure, my dad and stepmother made sure I got a taxi to King's Hospital, my brother ringing the klaxon, getting the best person in the country for my leg. Most amazing family. An incredible husband who was having to do dressing changes. I mean, the smell of it, the au pairs that looked after my kids, like all the village that enabled me to get well. But Oh my days. Sometimes life gives you a massive wet fish around your face and you have to start again.
Is there a show there? And there's never a show, isn't there?
Is there? Is there? Do you think?
Yeah, of course there is. I mean, I'm sure there's, with your sense of humour, you can make it funny, but it's whether you want to kind of reveal all that. Well, you've done it in my interview. Whether I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, that's why I love doing these, is because it kind of brings that. But yeah, of course, there's a show there, isn't there?
I mean, there's always humour in the pain, but I kind of also like. It was so medical, Steve. Yeah. It was so. I thought my leg was gonna like fall off. Yeah. Like it was awful, actually. So I just feel like. You know, like we do with things like, that was that. Yeah. Right, now we...
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the camera I use as well as what watch I'm wearing. This is the Fujifilm GFX 100S, which is 100 megapixels of medium format camera. So it's a bigger sensor inside here than the full frame camera. They're huge files, beautiful files that come out of this. The dynamic range you get are just wonderful. Sometimes when you kind of go close in on someone and then you go onto their eye, you can just see everything in their eyes. So I can see how healthy you are. I'm using the 80mm f1.7, which is, I think, one of the fastest lens medium format cameras do. So it's the equivalent of about a 1.2, so very fast, beautiful for portraits. I use other cameras for other things, but this GFX 100S is the camera I use at the moment and today for Kelly Ford for portraits. Let's quickly do the mirror. I'll look in the mirror. What do you see?
Oh, great Botox. I've just started.
Have you?
Yeah. Do you know what I see? I see me, Kelly Ford. See me in Edinburgh this year. Patter House. I'm quite critical, but I have to say at the moment I think I'm in pretty good nick.
You are?
I've lost 2.5 stone in the last 2 years.
Really? Wow.
16 kilos.
Is that alcohol as well, do you think?
No, I think it's just being fit, eating air, taking Ozempic. Doing all the things, but I think also I'm starting to genuinely love who I am.
Fantastic.
And I think that is fucking exciting. Because actually when you love yourself, you can love everyone else. God, that's so deep. Sorry, I am being a bit deep. Deep Sunday.
Is it Sunday? It is Sunday today.
Sunday best.
What is your favourite photo?
My favourite photo is a photo of when I was born with my mum, dad and 3 siblings outside the front of Mount Alvernia. They all look really smart and really happy and they were 10, 12 and 14 when I was born. It was a bit of a shock for me to arrive. I just love that picture and it makes me feel I arrived into a world full of love.
And second photograph?
Second photograph is of my wedding day! No. Yay! We're laughing our arses off in front of our whole congregation. It was a really funny moment in the ceremony and it was just a moment of pure joy and love. And I think if we can keep that photo and put it into our marriage every single day, it's going to be forever and more.
That's a lovely image of an image.
Of an image.
That sounds very meta. Let's do a selfie. And you were saying...
You take a good photo, man. Do you know what? I'm doing some scary stuff at the moment.
Are you?
It's really exciting.
Go on.
I'm taking 40 minutes to Edinburgh for 2 weeks at the Gilded Balloon because I want to be careful and debut next year with
That is a very, very good way of approaching it.
Thanks, Steve, because I'm shitting it. No, not really.
Well, we're up in Edinburgh. Frank is up. Yeah, I'm up in Edinburgh. I'm co-producing a show.
Oh, that's cool. What one?
Abnormally Funny People at the Pleasance beside. So where are you?
I'm at the Gilded Balloon, Patter House, the Snug, 10:20.
In the morning?
In the evening.
In the evening. That's late, isn't it?
I know, it's good.
No, it's not. No.
It's not prime time, is it?
No, but I think if you're competing between 6 and 9, then you're competing with the big people.
I mean, I don't go to bed past 9 o'clock. I'm just concerned I'm going to be asleep for the whole run.
That'd be good show. 40 minutes.
But do you know what? I'm just going to change my body clock and I'm going to see it as a 2-week boot camp. Rip through that material, do every spot. Anyway, 10:20, the Snug, Patter House, Bonkers, Kelly Ford. It is going to be absolutely brilliant. Thanks so much.
Thank Kelly Ford.
Yay! You're lovely. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Frankie.
Thanks, Frankie.